We asked the world's most advanced AI, GPT-5, when Shiba Inu will hit 10 cents, and I guarantee the answer will shock you. So if you have any interest in Shiba Inu or hold any SHIB tokens, then you need to watch this video. So we asked GPT-5 to predict what Shiba Inu's price will be over the next 3 months, 6 months, and 12 months, as well as when it will hit 10 cents. In today's video, I am going to be revealing the shocking answers to these questions, as well as calculating how much money you could make if Shiba Inu hits GPT-5's predictions. This video is packed with valuable information you don't want to miss. Also, just before we go any further, this channel has a daily giveaway of 1 million Shiba tokens. To enter, all you have to do is be subscribed to this channel, like this video, and comment hashtag Shiba Inu. Good luck. Now, just quickly for those of you that don't know what GPT-5 is, it is the newest chat GPT model from OpenAI, and it is currently the most powerful and intelligent AI that is available for public use. It is 133 times stronger than its previous model GPT-4 and is an extremely useful tool for crypto. Now, before we get to GPT-5 predictions, we need to check Shiba Inu's current price. Shiba Inu's price today is around 1,344 units. The token also currently has a market cap of over $7.9 billion, ranking it as the 29th most valuable cryptocurrency. Please keep in mind these prices might have changed by the time you watch this video, and this content is not financial advice. How do the predictions work? I have asked GPT-5 to give me price predictions for Shiba Inu based on 4 different scenarios: a bearish, neutral, bullish, and most realistic scenario. It will be across a 3, 6, and 12-month time frame. Let's start with the 90-day predictions. Bearish scenario. It begins with a sudden, sharp downturn across the crypto market. Bitcoin takes a 20% dive after a surprise regulatory crackdown in the US targets high-risk retail speculative assets. Meme coins become the poster child of risk, with headlines blasting crypto bubble 2.0 pops. Whales, fearing further liquidity drains, dump billions of SHIB onto exchanges. The burn rate slows to a crawl as network activity freezes, killing the bullish burn narrative. The SHIB community, once loud and defiant, grows eerily quiet. Price grinds down through key psychological supports, falling to 790 units. Sentiment? Exhausted. Holders feel abandoned. Twitter hashtags disappear. The only ones speaking are the trolls declaring SHIB dead again. Neutral scenario. In this chapter, SHIB avoids catastrophe but never catches the wind. Bitcoin consolidates, altcoins stall, and meme coin hype drips away into newer narratives like AI tokens. Burn rates remain steady but uninspiring, a slow trickle instead of a roaring fire. The much-teased SHIB ETF stays in the rumor stage, keeping excitement capped. Every green candle is met with equal selling pressure. For 90 days, SHIB floats between 1,200 units and 1,500 units, oscillating without conviction. The community is still there, still posting memes, but the euphoria of the bull run feels far away. Bullish scenario. The spark. A surprise announcement of the first meme coin ETF, a basket including SHIB, Doge, and Pepe, gets approved for trading on major US platforms. Almost overnight, financial media is flooded with SHIB stories. CNBC debates whether SHIB is the next Doge 2021. Burn rates surge as retail returns in force, with traders proudly posting massive SHIB burns on social media. FOMO takes hold. Search trends explode. Celebrities tweet SHIB references. Exchanges list SHIB ETF pairs. The burn mechanism starts making a dent in circulating supply, fueling the idea of true scarcity. In a euphoric rally, SHIB smashes its old all-time high of 8,816 units and reaches 15,000 units, over 1,000% higher than today. The vibe? Unstoppable mania. Holders start talking about 1 cent with a straight face. Most realistic scenario. The burn mechanism gains traction as Shibarium adoption picks up, quietly reducing supply week after week. Meanwhile, whispers of a meme basket ETF spark occasional bursts of volume, but without full confirmation, the hype remains tempered. Bitcoin's stability keeps the broader market healthy, allowing SHIB to edge upward in a controlled climb. Influencers start to notice the supply reduction trend and speculate about its impact in the next bull wave. By day 90, SHIB has worked its way to 2,000 units to 2,300 units, up around 60 to 70% from today. The atmosphere is cautiously optimistic. Believers feel the big move is coming, but the frenzy hasn't arrived yet. So let's calculate what the potential profits are from these predictions. Remember to keep watching for the 6 and 12-month predictions. With a starting point of $1,000, with an entry price of 1,344 units, From the bullish prediction with a price target of 15,000 units, you would make a profit of $10,000, representing a 1,016% gain. Absolutely crazy gains. But this is the most bullish scenario and maybe isn't realistic. So let's see the realistic prediction. On the high end, it has set 2,300 units as a realistic target, and this would represent a profit of just over $700, which is a 71% return. Now, fortunately, if you trade on BITUNIX, you can trade Shiba Inu with leverage. Even with a low leverage of 5 times, this increases your realistic return from 71% to 355%, meaning you would make a profit of $3,500 with the same starting capital. Sign up to BITUNIX through the link in the description. It is available to everyone globally and is my #1 exchange. Now, let's move on to the 6-month predictions. Bearish scenario. The downward spiral from 90 days ago accelerates. Global regulators tighten the noose, with the EU and Asian markets following the US in labeling meme coins as highly speculative digital gambling instruments. Liquidity dries up even further. Burn rates remain stagnant because on-chain activity is a fraction of what it was. The SHIB ETF dream is abandoned before launch, with analysts calling it too risky to touch. Panic sellers push SHIB down to 490 units, a 63% drop from today's price. Social channels are ghost towns except for hardcore bag holders and nostalgia posts about the good old days. Sentiment? Frozen. Even long-term bulls quietly step away. Neutral scenario. The sideways drift continues into month 6. Every small breakout is capped by profit-taking, and every dip is bought by loyalists. The result is an endless tug of war. The burn mechanism delivers consistent but unimpressive reductions in supply, and ETF rumors never materialize into announcements. Bitcoin stays stable, meaning there's no macro push to pull SHIB higher. Price remains locked between 1,250 units and 1,800 units. Traders stop looking at SHIB for quick flips and focus on other volatile assets, while SHIB remains a background hold for the community. Bullish scenario. The meme coin ETF not only launches but also exceeds expectations, drawing billions in inflows from both retail and institutional traders. Meme culture hits the mainstream financial press on a scale unseen since Doge's 2021 run. Burn rates go parabolic, reducing supply at a visibly accelerating pace. Headlines trumpet SHIB as the deflationary meme coin king. TikTok and Instagram trends fuel the hype, with celebrities posting SHIB merch and referencing it in interviews. The price rallies past 15,000 units from 90 days ago, and by month 6, it surges to 25,000 units, over 1,750% from today's level, creating overnight millionaires. Sentiment? Mania. Everyone's talking SHIB again. Even latecomers pile in, convinced this is just the beginning. Most realistic scenario. Over 6 months, Shibarium adoption grows steadily, quietly boosting burn rates to record levels. While the meme coin ETF still hasn't launched, rumors are so persistent that analysts begin factoring it into future projections. The combination of supply reduction, consistent adoption, and mild meme coin resurgence in the broader market gives SHIB enough lift to break out of its long-term range. By month 6, SHIB trades between 2,800 units to 3,200 units, a 110 to 140% gain from today. Sentiment is strong but disciplined. Holders believe the real fireworks will come in the next 12 months. So let's calculate what the potential profits are from these predictions. Remember to keep watching for the 12-month predictions and to find out when GPT-5 thinks that SHIB will hit 10 cents. With a starting point of $1,000, with an entry price of 1,344 units. From the bullish prediction with a price target of 25,000 units, you would make a profit of $17,000, representing a 1,760% gain. Absolutely crazy gains. But this is the most bullish scenario and maybe isn't realistic. So let's see the realistic prediction. On the high end, it is set 3,200 units as a realistic target, and this would represent a profit of just over $2,380, which is a 138% return. Again, if you trade on BITUNIX, you can trade Shiba Inu with leverage, and on 5 times, this takes your realistic return up from 138% all the way to 690%, meaning you would make a profit of $11,900 from just a $1,000 investment. Now let's move on to the 12-month predictions bearish scenario. By the 1-year mark, the damage from the prolonged downturn is done. The global economy suffers a surprise shock, perhaps a geopolitical crisis or a second inflation flare-up, forcing central banks to reverse rate cut plans. The risk-on trade collapses, Bitcoin slips into a deep bear phase, and meme coins are the first to be dumped. Any hope for a SHIB EAT vanishes entirely, and big players quietly exit their positions. The burn mechanism limps along, but without hype or usage, its impact is negligible. SHIB drifts to 290 units, down almost 80% from today, as the community shrinks to only the most stubborn believers. Sentiment feels like the last cold days of crypto winter, quiet, hopeless, forgotten. Neutral scenario. After a year, SHIB has made little meaningful progress. Rate cuts help risk assets in general, but the gains are concentrated in Bitcoin, ETH, and hot new narratives, leaving meme coins behind. The burn mechanism keeps slowly reducing supply, but without fresh catalysts, the price can't break out. The ETF idea remains a rumor, with no sign of regulatory approval. Price hovers in the 1,500 units to 2,200 units range. The vibe is patient but stale. Holders are just holding, waiting for the next big meme wave. Bullish scenario. Here's where the stars align. The US Federal Reserve and global central banks cut interest rates, triggering a wave of liquidity into risk assets. The first meme coin ETF, including SHIB, Doge, Pepe, goes live and smashes volume expectations. Shibarium's adoption accelerates, and burn rates reach historic highs, visibly shrinking the circulating supply month after month. Media outlets crown SHIB the Doge killer, fully realized. Social media drowns in FOMO posts, and even non-crypto influencers pile in. With rates down, capital is cheap, and institutions can justify meme coin allocations as part of high-risk, high-reward strategies. Retail traders flood in, determined not to miss the next Doge moment. SHIB blasts past 25,000 units and rockets to 50,000 units, over 3,600% from today, marking a generational high. At the peak, the mood is total mania. Price targets for 1-cent SHIB dominate headlines, and everyone swears they're in it for the long haul. Most realistic scenario, the controlled explosion. Over the next 12 months, the rate cut cycle creates the perfect macro backdrop for risk assets. While the meme coin ETF is approved mid-year, it doesn't cause an instant moonshot. Instead, it fuels a sustained multi-month rally. Shibarium's usage steadily climbs, and the burn rate finally reaches levels where the supply chart starts bending downward in a noticeable way. By the 12-month mark, SHIB trades between 5,000 units to 7,000 units, a 270 to 420% gain from today. Sentiment is bullish but tempered, with analysts pointing out that if macro conditions hold and burns keep accelerating, SHIB's next stop could challenge its all-time high in the following year. So let's calculate what the potential profits are from these predictions. Remember to keep watching to find out when GPT-5 thinks that SHIB will hit 10 cents and $1. With a starting point of $1,000, with an entry price of 1,344 units. From the bullish prediction, with a price target of 50,000 units, you would make a profit of $36,000, representing a 3,620% gain. Absolutely crazy gains. But this is the most bullish scenario, and maybe it isn't realistic. So let's see the realistic prediction. On the high end, it has set 7,000 units as a realistic target, and this would represent a profit of just over $4,200, which is a 420% return. Again, if you trade on BITUNIX, you can trade Shiba Inu with leverage, and on 5 times, this takes your realistic return up from 420% all the way to 2,100%, meaning you would make a profit of $21,000 from just a $1,000 investment. But let's get to the 10-cent dream question. We asked, when does GPT-5 think it is possible for Shiba Inu 10 cents or even $1? Give a timeline for both price targets. The 10-cent dream. To hit 10 cents at SHIB's current supply around 589 trillion tokens, the market cap would need to be $58.9 trillion, more than Bitcoin plus Ethereum plus the entire global stock market of most countries combined. That's not happening without a massive sustained burn that reduces circulating supply by over 90 to 99%. If Shibarium adoption explodes and daily burns become huge, we're talking billions of SHIB destroyed per day, plus a meme ETF supercycle. This could theoretically be possible in the 10 to 15-year horizon, but it would require consistent burn rates are accelerating over time. Global meme coin adoption, macro liquidity cycles are aligning repeatedly. Earliest plausible timeline, 2035 to 2040 under extreme best-case conditions. The $1 moonshot. At $1 with today's supply, SHIB's market cap would be $589 trillion, more than 6 times the world's entire GDP. This would only be possible if the supply is slashed by over 99.999%, leaving a circulating supply under around 1 to 2 billion tokens. Even with aggressive burns, This is a generational play. This isn't just about bull runs. It's about sustained utility, global adoption, ETF-level integration, and likely decades of token reduction. Earliest plausible timeline, late 2040s or beyond. And even then, only if SHIB transforms from a meme coin into a dominant global crypto brand with relentless burns. So, do you think this is possible that Shiba Inu could reach these levels? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Also, we are going to be dropping a lot more of these AI prediction-style videos, so be sure to subscribe with notifications on to not miss those. But if you want to see what Google's AI Gemini predicted for Shiba Inu in this month August, then check out the video on screen now. Thank you for watching.